With the 2018 NFL Scouting Combine complete, the world has a clearer picture of what NFL teams will likely be doing during the 2018 NFL Draft. Not because the Combine itself is a deciding factor, but because with the new league year starting next week, we're getting a look at what teams are trying to accomplish this offseason. And from what I've seen happen since the beginning of the Combine, I've become even more convinced that the Cleveland Browns won't be taking a quarterback with the No. 1 pick. Not because they traded for Tyrod Taylor on Friday, but because they'll still be able to get their future quarterback with the No. 4 pick. On Wednesday, the New York Giants shipped a 4th-round and a 6th-round pick in the 2018 NFL Draft to the Los Angeles Rams for Alec Ogletree and a 2019 7th-round pick. This is not the kind of move a franchise makes if it's looking to begin the transition to a post-Eli Manning existence. No. This is what a team does when it's trying to wring out the last bit of ability in its aging QB for one last run at a Super Bowl. While the Giants may end up taking a QB in this draft, it won't be at No. 2. They'll be looking to take a player that can help them win in 2018. With the Colts at No. 3, odds are they won't be taking a QB either, though there's a chance they could trade the pick to a team looking to jump up and grab the first one on the board. I think that's a risk the Browns will be willing to take unless there's a quarterback they love more than the star of the Combine. Saquon Barkley. 1. Cleveland Browns. Saquon Barkley, RB. Penn State. The Browns need a lot of things, and one of the things they could use is an all-world running back. Barkley's presence on the offense would make things easier on the QB, whomever he might be in 2018. 2. New York Giants. Bradley Chubb. New York Giants. The Ogletree addition helps, but the Giants still only had 27 sacks last season and bolster their pass rush with Chubb. 3. Indianapolis Colts. Quentin Nelson. Notre Dame. There's a good chance the Colts trade this pick if the first 2 picks play out this way. If they don't, with Barkley and Chubb gone, they'll take the best player available, regardless of his position, to help protect the franchise. Andrew Luck. 4. Cleveland Browns. From Texans. Sam Darnold. QB. USC. And look who still gets their QB. I'm not of the opinion this QB class is nearly as good as many want to believe it is, but of the available options, I do believe Sam Darnold is the most likely to be a successful NFL QB. Whether or not he's the one to lead the Browns to glory, I've no idea. 5. Denver Broncos. Josh Allen. QB. Wyoming. It just feels like John Elway is destined to draft Josh Allen, doesn't it? I'm assuming Elway sees a lot of himself in Allen. 6. New York Jets. Josh Rosen. QB. UCLA. If the Jets sign Kirk Cousins, they could go a million different ways here. I'm operating under the assumption Cousins winds up in Minnesota. 7. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Minkah Fitzpatrick. CB. Alabama. The Bucs are thrilled to see how things play out, as Fitzpatrick falls right into their lap. 8. Chicago Bears. Josh Jackson. CB. Iowa. The Bears need WRs, but are more likely to address that in free agency. They just transition-tagged Kyle Fuller, but they still reside in a division that features Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford, and could soon be adding Kirk Cousins. They need corners badly. Jackson fits the mold of what Vic Fangio looks for at the spot. 9. San Francisco 49ers. Derwin James. Florida State. With Fitzpatrick and Jackson gone, the Niners address another need with one of the stars of the Combine. 10. Oakland Raiders. Roquan Smith. LB. Georgia. This pick has just made too much sense to me since the beginning of the offseason. The Raiders need to upgrade at LB, and Smith is the best one in this draft. 11. Miami Dolphins. Calvin Ridley. WR. Alabama. With no obvious choice here given their needs, the Dolphins take Ridley. His presence will help Ryan Tannehill and the offense, and it will also make losing Jarvis Landry easier to deal with, whether this offseason or next. 12. Cincinnati Bengals. Marcus Davenport. UTSA. The Bengals would love to upgrade the OL but will do it later in the draft. Davenport at this point is just too enticing a prospect to let slip. 13. Washington Redskins. Vita Vea. DT. Washington. From one Washington to the other, Vita Vea provides a much-needed boost to the Redskins' front four. 14. Green Bay Packers. Tremaine Edmonds. LB. Virginia Tech. The Packers certainly need help on defense, and Edmonds is a prospect with an incredibly high ceiling. They just don't make many linebackers with this combination of size and speed. 15. Arizona Cardinals. Baker Mayfield. QB. Oklahoma. The Cardinals need a QB to replace Carson Palmer, and even though I'm not entirely convinced they take one here, Mayfield's the most interesting prospect left on the board. 16. Baltimore Ravens. Cortland Sutton. WR. SMU. This pick makes too much sense for the Ravens. That could address their WR situation in free agency before this. But Sutton provides a significant upgrade in talent at the position. 17. Los Angeles Chargers. Will Hernandez. UTEP. Hernandez gives the Chargers a boost on the offensive line and helps create holes for Melvin Gordon to run through. 18. Seattle Seahawks. Denzel Ward. CB. Ohio State. Who knows who's even left on this team by the time the draft comes around. Whatever happens, Seattle will need help in the secondary. Ward's a very good start at this point in the first round. 19. Dallas Cowboys. Daron Payne. DT. Alabama. Payne himself won't be much of a pass rusher at the DT spot, but his presence and run-stuffing ability will make it easier for others on the Cowboys' defense to wreak havoc in the backfield. 20. Detroit Lions. Darius Geis. RB. LSU. Does the long search for a feature back finally come to an end with this selection? 21. Buffalo Bills. Leighton Vander Esch. LB. Boise State. Vander Esch performed well at the combine, and he'll bring versatility to Sean McDermott's defense. 22. Buffalo Bills from Chiefs. Mason Rudolph. QB. Oklahoma State. The Bills could package these two picks to move up and take a QB earlier. But if they don't do that, they'll gladly take Rudolph here. Doesn't have the hype of other QBs in this class, but could prove to be the best NFL player. 23. Los Angeles Rams. Orlando Brown. OT. Oklahoma. He's not the most pressing need for the Rams, and he had an awful combine. But Brown shouldn't be judged for his measurables alone. He was a stud at Oklahoma, and he'll provide the Rams with some insurance on the line this season, particularly if Andrew Whitworth declines, as he's not getting any younger. 24. Carolina Panthers. Harold Landry. DEL. Boston College. Landry might need some time to refine his pass rushing technique, but once he figures things out, he has the chance to be elite. 25. Tennessee Titans. Taven Bryan. DEL. Florida. Don't think he'll be an every down player for the Titans in year one, but is the kind of talent worth taking a chance on here. 26. Atlanta Falcons. Carlton Davis. CB. Auburn. Carlton Davis has so many of the qualities that Dan Quinn has always looked for in his defensive backs. There are questions about his hands, but he's big, long, and covers. 27. New Orleans Saints. Sam Hubbard. Ohio State. The Saints could use a pass rusher, and Hubbard is the best available at this point. 28. Pittsburgh Steelers. Jair Alexander. CB. Louisville. The Steelers could go LB or CB here, and I obviously have them taking Alexander. He performed well at the Combine, which helps after dealing with a knee injury in 2017. 29. Jacksonville Jaguars. Mike Gesicki. Penn State. Gesicki was a monster at the Combine, and would give the Jaguars an immediate option in the passing game. He's not much of a run blocker, which could scare the Jags away, but he isn't a lost cause there, either. 30. Minnesota Vikings. Connor Williams. OT. Texas. Whether the Vikings sign Kirk Cousins or go another route for their QB, they need somebody to protect him, and Williams provides excellent value this late in the first round. 31. New England Patriots. Ogbonnia Okoronkwo. LB. Oklahoma. He just seems like the kind of player other teams nitpick, and then the Patriots draft him and figure out how best to utilize what he brings to the table. 32. Philadelphia Eagles. Isaiah Oliver. CB. Colorado. The Eagles could use some help at corner as they look to defend their title, and Oliver is the best CB left on the board.